Welcome back to Oklahoma's own Nashville Connection, our look at some of our state's country music stars. This next woman's taken a different path to country music stardom. A spot on a hit reality show helped her career, making her an overnight singing sensation. I caught up with her outside a place many aspiring Oklahoma musicians want to play, Nashville's famous Grand Ole Opry.
Every day I walk past 10 people who do my craft better than I do it, and so it's just so much talent.
Adley Stump is still amazed at the ride she's taken since earning her spot on The Voice.
It's still a little surreal then, probably.
It is surreal. It is surreal. Your life changes overnight when you're on one of these shows. How are you?
Oklahoma too.
Oh, we're family. I'm Adley. Nice to meet you. Howdy, Adley. Nice to meet you, sweetheart. No one knows who you are walking down the streets one day, and the next day
You're more beautiful in person.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. You know, that's what they said too, and I'm like, well, how bad did I look on TV? Because I get that a lot. There's the #1 show in America this year.
Would you mind to take a picture with us?
No, of course. And that's so exciting to get to be a part of such a wonderful thing. Okies.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, guys, thanks for saying hey. Of course. Of course. Have an awesome stop through.
All right. That's great, Oklahoma.
I know.
So you grew up in Tulsa, and growing up there, did you always have stars in your eyes?
I've always had stars in my eyes. You know, I grew up a cheerleader. I cheered for 15 years, and so I learned how to conquer stage fright, how to perform, how to be in front of and lead an audience.
You got those cheerleading lungs.
Yes, ma'am.
And looking back, I watched how God kind of formed the puzzle pieces of my life to be able to do exactly what I'm doing now and give me the tools that I need to be able to fit this role that came up so quickly. And so I never ever dreamed that I'd be doing this. Music's been a huge part of my life for forever, but to be able to give it back, it's a dream come true.
That dream come true started as she was graduating from Oklahoma State, but the longtime singer and guitar player wasn't thinking about music.
I meant to be on Jeopardy. I didn't even mean to try out for The Voice.
Really?
I was a broke college student at Oklahoma State, and I was so broke, I was like, I'm gonna go on Jeopardy. I need to win some money. So I Googled how to be on Jeopardy. A list of reality shows pull up, and I saw The Voice. And I was like, well, I sing karaoke with my sorority sisters all the time. I've always wanted to go to Nashville, so I jumped in the car, drove through the night, and auditioned for The Voice, and just kept going.
Oh my goodness.
So I really had no idea what I was doing.
That's
and
incredible.
So I feel like America really just watched me evolve through that process.
When you came out here to Nashville, was there anything that surprised you about the town?
I think I was surprised by how at home I felt immediately, because like I said, it's like Oklahoma in that you don't meet a stranger anywhere you go. But
I've noticed that.
The sense of community is so different because everything's musically infused. So I just felt like, man, this town was built for me, you know? I loved everything
right
about it.
Do you think you're going to stay out here?
I want to raise my kids, my grandkids out here, you know, whenever I have a family. This is where I want to be for the rest of my life.
But now that you're out here, is it a little bit harder than you thought, or is it different than you thought? How would you sum up Nashville for an artist like yourself?
Every day I walk down the street, and the bars are full of music, starting at like 8 o'clock in the morning. And you will hear music everywhere you go. And I hear people who are so talented and living on a prayer. So there's not really this sense of competition. It's more of a sense of community. And you know, there's so many of us trying to do the exact same thing and riding on the same beliefs and the same hopes and the same dreams that it's intimidating, absolutely.
But Adley is staying true to herself with her music.
But I'm not going to change me and what I do for anything. I'm trying to make the music that I want to hear on the radio. And make the music that I want to go see in a show. You know, I'm not trying to be the next Carrie or the next Miranda. I'm trying to be Adley. I'm going to put this on YouTube as a makeup tutorial. And create a niche where I feel comfortable in the music and the fans that I want to create.
Have you ever had to play the clubs here, or do you play?
Yeah, now we're playing quite a bit. We're actually focusing on a tour back to Oklahoma, and so I cannot wait to get back down there. But we do play. We do play around here. You have to be careful not to saturate yourself in the clubs, and play about once every 2 to 3 months. Otherwise, it's like, oh, I'll just see her next week, you know? And so you got to make it an event here just like you'd make it an event anywhere else.
Like many young Oklahoma musicians, she looks up to some of our state's headliners, among them Garth Brooks.
Do you remember, and can you share with us what advice Garth Brooks gave you?
What I respect about Garth and what he helped me to understand was that he was never a doormat to the industry. He really paved a way for country music in pop, and he paved a way for leadership here, and he's looked at as a leader in Nashville still for the way he paved music and the way he paved his relationships and still what he's doing. And so to have met the man and have him given me that same advice, it's radical. To be able to represent our state and to be able to go forward and be a part of that community and learn from awesome Okies who are, putting great advice and infusing their wisdom into my life, it's life-changing.
There are a lot of Oklahoma artists who want to follow in your footsteps, and they would die to come out here to Nashville. What advice would you give them?
If it's in your heart, you never want to live with regret. You never want to ask what if. I could do that all day long on The Voice and the direction I picked, and people always ask if I would have.
But the winner of this battle for me
picked Christina instead of Blake. I wouldn't have.
is Ray Lynn.
And I can't look back and I can't focus on what if and what could have been because I'm not going that way. I can't live back there. What happened happened for a reason. I believe that with my whole heart. And so if people believe something so passionately in themselves, they need to hold on to that with all that they are and never, ever, ever let that go because that's a gift. And that's, in my belief, that's God speaking to you, and that's something very unique and very special, and don't ever, ever let that go.
I can see that, and this is not the last we've heard of Adley Stump.
Oh, thank you. I hope not.
Adley's working on a new reality show called Get Stumped. It centers around people doing random acts of kindness, and she's hoping to sign a deal that will get it on the air soon.